All right, friends, it's Team Man. I'm back with a new video. I'm gonna do a video on our good friend here, Ryan Russo. Remember him, Ryan James Russo? Ryan Russo, the steroid slave, the gear, fitness, bodybuilding, fake bodybuilding, gear slave himself, Ryan Russo. So Ryan, we're gonna react to this video. So Ryan Russo says, GYNO, LETRO, nuked, enhanced bodybuilding, inject YK11, DG, whatever. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Test, MK677, steroids, SARM cycles, and a bunch of drugs. Okay. So some fake bodybuilding stuff, whatever. Yes. Okay.
What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing.
He looks so ordinary there, doesn't he? I know that he got some nerve damage because he did some shit like lion's mane and it caused him nerve damage. He's all fucked up. I sympathize with him. I've had this problem myself. I've got nerve damage. I don't want to explain how I got it. I don't want to talk about it, but it took, I could say, to get over it, a good majority of it, it's been taking me over more than almost 10 years. Really, it's been taking like 10 years to get over the nerve damage. Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the injectable SARMs or recomposition.
I mean, I still suffer from a little, still I'm suffering from the stenosis part of the nerve damage, caused some problem in the spine, but the good majority of the nerve damage itself, it's kind of subsided. I don't know. Maybe the fact that I'm doing more eccentric overloads maybe it's been helping. I'm really not sure. And the fact that I changed the way I eat. I just eat animal products. You know, seafood, animal products. That's another thing too.
Sitting at 240 pounds now, and you can actually see my abs. You can actually see.
He's 240 pounds now. Wasn't he 270 before? 270, right? So he went from 40. He lost 30 pounds again. He lost 30, but he didn't. He lost 30 pounds, but he got skinny. He got small. He didn't get ripped. He got small. Look at him.
A little bit of,
I mean, if you have to take drugs to look like that, that is just ridiculous. Look, honestly, I gotta tell you the truth. I feel sorry for this guy, man. I don't know why he keeps doing this to himself. There's no reason he should be doing this. Maybe it's the channel, the money. Maybe he likes this. Maybe because it pays. Maybe he wants to be part of that group like, what's that guy? Tony Huge. Remember him with the drugs? I haven't even seen his channel in quite a while. He's still around. He's still alive. Has he died yet or what happened to him? I haven't seen his videos anymore. I wonder, I got to go check it out. I got to see if he's still alive. Maybe he died in Thailand or he got killed like that longevity guy. Remember? What's his name? The something, whatever longevity. I guess it wasn't too long because he died. I guess it was shortgevity.
Separation in my stomach and overall my powerlifting belt.
I mean, he looks really small. His arms look small, shoulder. His chest is tiny. I don't understand this, but okay. He looks really small for a guy that's on steroids.
I have to tighten it. So this has been a recomposition up around.
If I'm at 240, I'm big at 240, man. I look big at 240. Fuck, my arms and everything is massive. I look big at 240. He looks really small for 240. There's no chest. I see his rib cage. This whole body looks small. I mean, he's not carrying like a lot of body fat on him, but he just looks small, man. I don't know. I don't get this.
240, 250. And yeah, I'm overall just taking it slow.
Look how small his arms were. Did you see that when he stretched them out? They're tiny.
And steady because it's really about strength volume. It's about my central nervous system. It's about being strong again. And
so that's what you equate strength with, the nervous system. So if you get a nervous system, you're strong, huh? So if you increase your nervous system, you're strong. Well, I mean, if you cut your nerves, you would definitely be weak, right? I don't know, man. I don't see that as real strength. But anyways, I see physically, if you're physically bigger, more stuff, whatever, there's more stuffing in there, you're going to be stronger, but you're small and you're weak. I mean, if you were to get hit by a car right now with that small body, you die. If you had a bigger, stronger body, you got hit by a truck or something, you probably could take it. Here's another thing. If you have a bigger, stronger body, you could take shots like punches and everything to the body. You wouldn't fucking die so fast. But if you have a small, weak body, people give you punches, you die. And your arm is weak. If you were to punch a punching bag, you couldn't punch through it. But if you had more myofibulars, you probably could.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to sit my actual look around 220 pounds for my face.
Okay.
And then that is the gynecomastia at this weight. I have been doing a little bit of letrozole to try and keep it under control, but I would say that's a decently, tight waist for 240. I'm really not trying to train abs or anything like that, and the MK677 is still being yo-yoed in and out.
I mean, if you have to take drugs to look like that, I mean, please, man, this is ridiculous. You might as well just not take them, because I've seen better physiques than that. People, they don't take drugs, bro. And they don't even they barely work out. And they have a better physique than you. But okay.
So I still am yo-yoing that in and out, but I am not planning on sitting at, 240, 250.
Well, I've seen these. He does pretty good with these. I mean, he does ass to grass with these ones, right? But not the heaviest.
I feel like the look is coming together for 220 pounds, and it'll be easy to get there because I'm sitting up here. I'm sitting up here rebuilding and just waiting on the central nervous system. And I wanted to showcase my squat volume. So I did touch 425, which is moving the bar.
Yeah, but all you did was 425. You touched for 425? No, you didn't. He's lying, because I saw this video. He went there, ass to grass, kinda, but he only did 2 reps. What did you expect?
In the right direction, pushing a new limit. So
okay, he's doing 315 now, right? So 315, let's see how many reps he does.
Excited about that. Don't be hyper, adamant on this, squat form for me. I know the butt dip is, it's pretty bad. I know it's pretty bad. Rewatching this, it does feel awkward.
So there you go, 1 rep. What's that going to do, 1 rep? Nothing. Because he's on steroids, he probably expands he'll expand the sarcoplasm, whether he does 1 or 2 reps. It doesn't really matter. I don't know.
And I was squatting at night, so this is when my CNS is the most fatigued. So my muscles look like they came back.
Listen to what he says. My CNS is fatigued. Me lifting as a real bodybuilder eccentrically, I don't say my CNS is fried. I say that my range of motion and everything is weakened because of the amount of micro tears I have now in my muscles. They weaken me. I wake up tomorrow, I got DOMS for the next 4 days. And then I'm still in a building phase by the end of the week before I come back. See the difference, how real bodybuilders speak and these fake bodybuilders? He's like CNS and all that. That's like power lifters. They're fake on the drugs and all that, lifting concentrically. It's concentric lifting, bro. He's going to lift concentrically here. You'll see. He won't make it for that heavy weight. He's lying.
And everything, but as far as the electricity to run them, I'm still messing around with the high bar squat, and I will be deadlifting soon. So I will be recording my deadlifting sessions, and yeah, I'm excited to deadlift. That will be topping it off, and then I can go back into bodybuilding. But it definitely.
All right, he made it for 1 rep. He's got 315 plus a quarter plate. Okay, whatever.
It feels like I'm at the part where, it's hard to charge a battery to 100.
All right, now he said, what did he say? He has 305, 405 on here, right? Or something, 405, 427 or something. All right. He says he did it for a full squat. He's lying. Remember what he said? He's lying, because watch.
I feel like I'm around 97 to 99%, and I'm just trying to hit that 100%, and this is the squat.
There, he stops right there. He doesn't go all the way down like he did in the other squats. See the difference? His butt's just sticking out. He doesn't make it all the way down. It's a lie.
That, I would.
See, he goes back up again. He lied. The other ones he could. He said he did it for a full ass to grass in this one. No, he lied. See, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. There's real strength, and then there's fake strength. The real strength is if you can make it for a full eccentric. That's his real strength. He made it. But then again, he's on steroids. So I don't know if this is his... I can't see. This is not his real strength anyways. He's injecting strength to lift something heavy. So he made it on the first ones. But he definitely did not make it for ass to grass on that 400, 405, whatever. He's lying.
I would call this a pretty mid rep. I don't like the butt wing.
Yeah, see, he doesn't like the butt wink. Mid rep. Now he calls it mid rep because he lied. Because they can't make it. They can't make it. If he was to go down ass to grass, he wouldn't make it up with that weight.
And everything, but like, as far as like how that felt to do that rep, it didn't feel like it was going down.
Yeah, he had to take the weight off now. He had to go back to 3 plates. Want to know why? Because he can't make it ass to grass.
Everything controlled. I just kind of went for it, and I have to be real careful as far as how to try and yo-yo the CNS back, because the old CNS was obviously a monster. So I'm just trying to figure out the safest way to get there, and I wanted to build up enough high bar because I do consider the high bar probably the most.
See, he can make it for that 315, but he can't make it for that 405. No way, man. No way.
Taxing in my mind, other than the conventional deadlift.
And anyways, he's only doing 1 rep, man. How is this gonna weaken you in the exercise anyway? Bullshit.
If you can make arguments, so wanted to make sure my high bar was good enough, and then I want to get into working with 405 on deadlift for big reps, meaning like I want a set of 405 for 10, so my body gets.
Okay, let's see what else he has here, because this is getting boring now.
Look, in the gym, I was 240.
I just don't get it. You can achieve this. Anybody can make this. You can make this naturally. Like, you don't need drugs, man. I don't understand this. He's always on and off these drugs, constantly on, off, cycling, doing this, doing that, and he's never getting anywhere with it. This whole fake bodybuilding thing. What's he trying to sell people on that? It just doesn't make sense, man, but whatever. It's favorite.
35-ish, you know.
What, I've lost some weight over the decades because I don't really lift that much. But guess what? I've always stayed around 245, you know what I mean? Or 250, 245. I've looked like this almost all my life. Like, I look like a bodybuilder, and I don't even lift. I don't even work out, and I look like that. That's the funny part. And I barely ever go to gyms anymore. Even now, when I started going back to the gyms after 4 years, 5 years off because of COVID, started going back, I still took a lot of time off. I was going in because I wasn't feeling well, because I had problems with my nerves. So I would take off months and then come back months later, and then take off months again and work out a little bit, come back later. I just kept coming in and out because I don't really need to. I have a lot of myofibulars. There's nothing for me to build there. Maybe now, drying myself out, losing some of the mass, the fluid, keeping it more dense, maybe more myofibulars, doing eccentric exercise. But I told you, these fake bodybuilders like him, they don't lift eccentrically. I told you, very few. He's one of the few people that do squats eccentrically, some of it. But it's like one rep, 2 reps. It's nothing. It's not going to do anything.
So this condition, as far as the face bloat goes, yeah, we know. But as far as how I'm looking with the injectable YK, the injectable LGD, the Sustanon base, I feel like that's a pretty separated, good look. I'm not trying to
Look at his face. It's unattractive. It's bloated. It's unattractive. I don't know where people think this is attractive, to age yourself, to look really bad on steroids. They make you look red, terrible, bloated. You lose your hair or something, whatever. They actually they do the opposite. They make you look unattractive. They age you. That even makes you look more unattractive to women if you're aged. They like young guys. They don't like people looking old.
Blow up per se at this weight. I am really just chasing strength at this weight. And then I'm looking for
He's chasing strength at this weight. What strength? You mean getting good at lifting weights concentrically?
I don't like sleeping up at 250.
Oh, wait. I know. He's injecting strength because he doesn't have any of his own, so he injects it. Oh, okay.
And overall, I think my 220-pound look will look pretty crispy if I look like this at...
Look, he's wearing Tony Hughes' what is it? Elite Athletics or Elite... some bullshit, whatever they call it. I don't know. Enhanced athlete. That's what they call themselves. He's wearing Tony Hughes' shirt.
245.
Yeah.
There's significant separation.
Yeah.
My delts are capped again.
Yeah, they're capped. Significant separation and all that. There's no separation, bro. It's just a bunch of fluid in there you're injecting. It's just some fake muscle.
And visual vascularity. The upper chest is coming back, obviously.
Yeah, well, the anabolics keep the body fat low. It suppresses it to keep it low.
My chest needs work. And the face is telling that my water retention edema and body fat's a bit too high, but as far as like everything's separated, there's veins, I get crazy pumps, my insulin sensitivity is pretty good up at this weight.
There you go, crazy pumps, you know, all that kind of stuff, taking drugs. Yeah, it's all fakey.
It's no longer like, you know, mega bloat lord. You know, I'm definitely going in the right direction as promised. Sure. And it's that strength volume paying.
Yeah, you're going in the right direction, all right.
Off, you know, I'm resetting all the strength, and it's really helping me stay focused on, you know, the bigger picture of recovering my full physique as far as being able to train how I want to train.
See, he trains like a power lifter, concentrically. Just using his arms, squeezing. He's just squeezing muscles. And a lot of people do this. They throw on all this weight, right? They throw on all this weight, and then they're like, because this thing just rolls back and forth, man. And they just use their arms squeezing their muscles. It's just ridiculous.
And then probably back it off from there. So this is the day after, so I'm just hammering the CNS at this point.
He's hammering the CNS, so he's not damaging muscles. He's hammering the CNS concentrically. Yes, okay.
Gunning for that 100%, so I can start recording normally and have a normal recorded workout. Yeah. And this is probably like my big spend was this set. So I touched all that weight for some double.
He would have got, look, now he's going lower on the weight. In eccentric exercise, we are always going heavier. We're trying to go heavier all the time. We never go lighter. You understand me? There's just no point.
Hammer strength rows, they weren't the greatest reps, but I did load.
I'm always going heavier eccentrically. I'm always trying to go heavier.
That amount of tension and did some fast contractions, and then I did a drop set of volume. This is after.
You know, if he just used his back to pull the weight, he would have got more out of it, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Like all the rest of these lifters, they're always lifting like power lifters concentrically.
That squat volume. I'm just.
They think it's based on powerlifting, and it's not. They don't understand that the heavy loads are reserved for eccentric exercises, not concentric. So he's moving for full range of motion, but he's using his arms. Like he's pulling with his arm, but he's not even using his back. So even this is just wrong. But
trying not to give the central nervous system any breaks. I'm not trying to, you know, allow it to. I'm just constantly putting it in, you know, battle war, make an adaptation.
Yes, battle war, that nervous system, adaptation, battle war, adaptation, yes. The nervous system adapts quite quickly. See what I mean? It can adapt on a daily basis because that's its basis, its adaptability. It can adapt all day to whatever it is you're doing. It'll adapt. See what I mean? Is that an adaptation in myofibrillar? No, of course not. That has nothing to do with getting an adaptation in more myofibrillars. Get it, man? But eventually, the nervous system at some point, it won't go any further than what it can, and then you reach this stage where you try injecting steroids to lift even heavier, and then you get injured. Get it? Because you didn't get bigger. You did get big, but it isn't the big that you're thinking. Myofibrillars protect you from getting injured. Let me explain this. When your ligaments and tendons and muscles get injured and then they repair and remodel, more of them bigger.
Make an adapt.
Sorry, I got bumped off there. So when your muscles repair and remodel a lot bigger and stronger, they repair and remodel a lot bigger and stronger, you get more myofibrillars in sarcomere series and in parallel. And so that makes you stronger. Get it? That's the whole point, but whatever. You get the idea anyway, whatever.
And as long as I have the CNS juice to contract my body right, I will go up till that limit. And then if I notice it, I will dip out, do cardio, or just do sauna or leave. Yeah, and that's pretty much where I'm at, to a point where it's getting very close that I can train completely normal. I'm incredibly excited. And for me to do this set after that squatting, again, I did like 425 at night when my CNS was fatigued all day. And I can tell you that 425 did not feel good. You know, it felt that I was risking it for the biscuit with the 425, and it wasn't even a good rep. You know, but for me to hit this hammer strength row volume the next day is showing that my CNS can turn over way faster. And that is the entire goal of me sitting up around 250, is just to get this over with the strength volume. And then visually, you'll see all my muscle. My muscle will look better. My face will be chiseled in. And then I'll look more like, you know, I lift on the internet around 220 pounds. Although,
like I said, this is just pump training because he's taking steroids. He's just pumping his muscles. Man, this is ridiculous.
you know, that is a double XL gas jersey right there, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
let's not forget that. I think most of you broccoli hairs actually just got to bake size on. You know, right now I'm just baking size on in the name of strength volume. But for years I sat up at these weights to make my 220-pound look.
That's not how muscles grow. I mean, myofibulars, they don't grow because you lifted a really, really heavy concentrically. They don't grow myofibulars from lifting a heavy weight. You understand me? Myofibulars grow when they're damaged. You understand me? From lifting eccentrically heavy eccentrically, not concentrically, ass cheek squeezing like him. Ass cheek squeezing doesn't give you more myofibular growth. He says he's building size. What kind of size is he building? Well, we know there's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and there's myofibular. We know that myofibulars are built in the eccentric. They're not built in the concentric. So he's lifting concentrically, right? Pump training, heavy, lifting heavy. Well, lifting heavy concentrically, and he's adapted. The eccentric is adapted because he's not really doing eccentric exercise. And so he's getting big. What's he getting? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Get it? Yeah.
Look legit in my mind, as legit as it's gonna be for my genes, right?
Sure,
so
legit, yeah.
I'm sitting way up than you know where I want to be as far as the actual weight for health and longevity purposes. I really don't like being up here.
I love when they keep saying health and longevity purposes, lifting a heavy weight. Yes, Russo.
I obviously like being big as shit, but at the end of the day,
So you just love being big as shit. Eat a lot of glycogen, eat a lot of potatoes. You'll be really big, but it'll make you sick in the long run eventually. If you just do that, you just expand the sarcoplasm. It's nasty. It's unhealthy. It's nasty. It's bad for you. Eating carbohydrates all day.
like I wanted to get all this bulking done with before 30. So
See, here comes the truth. Bulking. You know, bulking is getting fat. If you're bulking, you're getting fat. How does getting fat build a muscle? How does getting a fat build a myofibular? That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
oh, my 220-pound look, I can refine that over time because at 5'11", I think 220 to 240 pounds is where I'm going to sit anyways as far as my body. I didn't really like when I got close to 280. Obviously, sleeping becomes a big concern, and I was not using a sleep apnea machine. So just keep that in mind that if you do want to do this enhanced bodybuilding, poly drug abuse lifestyle, that you probably want a significant amount of muscle tissue.
See, he admitted it. This drug-induced fake bodybuilding lifestyle. That's not bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is not about some guy injecting drugs, bro. That doesn't make any sense. And then lifting concentrically like a power lifter. Powerlifting does not build muscles, dumbass. Concentric exercise does not build muscles, but it will build your sarcoplasmic because you keep pumping.
Well, you got to eat big to get big. For most of my life, I
love this one. You have to eat big to get big. But if there's no damage and you just eat to get big, you'll get big. You get it big and fat. But you won't build any myofibulars because you never move for any adaptations in myofibular growth, dumbass.
definitely sitting at a weight 20 to 30 pounds above training strength volume, so I have the density.
See, here's the thing. This is where a person has an opportunity to actually build myofibulars using drugs because he has the ability to pull heavier weight because it's going to make it a lot easier for him. He's taking hormones. So he has the opportunity to build it, but none of these people do. None of them do. They love easy. It's like people, they come in the gym, they just want to exercise. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want pain or anything. They just exercise their bodies lifting weights. So they fly, press, do this, do a couple of this and that. And I look at these people in the gym, and then as soon as I start doing like some eccentric overloads, my body starts changing. They just start looking over and they're like, and then they look over at themselves and then they feel discouraged and then they get angry and then they start seeing you coming in looking better all the time. But I'm putting in all the work, lifting heavy eccentrically. They're not doing anything but exercising. See what I mean? And they're coming in every day and I'm just coming in once a week. They see me coming in on the weekends and I know they're there the rest of the week. Get it? Lifting, because they're lifting slaves. And then when they see you come in, you're getting better all the time. Stronger, better, bigger, stronger, faster. And they've stayed the same. You understand me? And then they're scratching their head trying to figure out if you're faking, you're doing something to fake it because they couldn't make it because they're working out 7 days a week and you're coming in only once a week to work out. How ridiculous is that?
Now to slowly refine it, and I wanted to show my waist, in the beginning of the video because I have had, the urge to tighten my powerlifting belt.
Yeah.
And this is a full recomposition showcasing the power.
Look, don't get me wrong. I watch Ryan Russo's videos sometimes. I enjoy watching his channel. It's, he's got some funny, interesting stuff on there, whatever. It's just a reaction video, bro. This means it's meaningless. You understand me? This is not a hate video. Just because I'm reacting a certain way to what he's doing doesn't mean I hate the person. You understand me? I actually feel sorry for him.
Of injectable LGD paired with injectable YK11 that, we saw what I look like.
See that? He lifts really fast and then he lets it go up slow, which is pretty proper when you think about it. But you don't need to do the full concentric.
Couple months ago at this weight.
In other words, we keep a lot of the tension on the eccentric. So if you're moving the weight down, you only need to go so far down. But here's the thing. In an eccentric overload, it means you can't manage it for a full concentric. That means that the load is heavier than you can manage for a full concentric. That's why you're always in the eccentric and the loads are heavier. See, this load is light because he could pull it down for a full concentric. Now, what would make it very heavy? If he couldn't pull it for a full concentric, that would make it heavy. Therefore, that would make it what? An eccentric exercise, an eccentric overload exercise. See what I'm trying to explain to you, man? You get the idea.
And now you can see forearm separation and everything going on. Obviously, my face isn't tuned in, and I'm not saying I'm in a good body fat, but I'm definitely stating that this recomposition has gone extremely as planned, except that I'm very intimidated by the compound movement volume I want to get to. I realistically want 405 pounds for a set of 10 plus. I want to be able to do multiple sets of 405 on high bar with no butt wink like a normal squat and not have my CNS fatigue. There's not much ploy for me to shed all the weight off. Obviously, I'll keep refining, but there's not really, a point that I want to quickly get it off unless I can hit this strength volume, because the strength volume is truly, my metabolism, my basal metabolic rate, how I can work outside of the gym.
Within a week, your husband will notice. In 2 weeks,
metabolism, my basal metabolic rate, how I can work outside of the gym and just balance the entrepreneurial activity. So, don't be afraid to power build, train like a power builder. I think when you watch these vlogs, it's really me going back to the basics on, high bar squat.
See what he said? Don't be afraid to train like a power lifter, but bodybuilding, we don't train like powerlifting concentrically. We train eccentrically. See, just goes to show you. All of these people are training powerlifting. Get it? They think that lifting heavy concentrically builds a muscle, when in fact it's the opposite. Lifting heavy eccentrically is what builds muscles. See what I mean, man? You get the idea?
But my form is broken on half those sets I recorded. I threw them up anyways to show that horrible butt wink, but you'll watch me refine it over time.
I don't understand what he's doing here, but okay, he's using his arms again.
and then hammer strength,
Yeah, hammer
because the
strength,
next
yeah.
vlog, in my opinion, is going to be an
I saw this one. I like this. This is kind of neat. I have never seen this in a gym before. You can work your grip. Look at this. This is
actual
great.
normal training session. So this is going to be like the last one where I'm just showcasing the crazy
This is great. Grip training, man. It's amazing.
yo-yoing I'm doing. I'm doing high bar back squats, obliterating my central nervous system, then going in the next day and demolishing it more with hammer strength row volume. And it's like, this will adapt over time. You are just causing a forced
This will adapt over time.
adaptation. And if you're going to be an enhanced bodybuilder,
So if he's trying to build force production, what makes him think it's building a body? See what I mean? He keeps showing his body and everything, but force production, moving for force production, doesn't build bodies. He has everything upside down. Doesn't even know what he's talking about.
you will need to train insane or you will remain the same, like I've seen online with so many
So that's what happened to you. That's why you have to take steroids, right? He looks very ordinary. Look at him from the side. He almost looks paper thin.
of these people's cycles. I'm showing you like,
Look how tiny he is. This is drugs?
okay, if I'm going to risk my health and go on all these PDs, I want to be training like I'm on PDs. I'm not impressed. And this is this central
So you want to be training like you're on PD. So what is that exactly? What does that entail exactly?
nervous system yo-yo effect I have to do, when in reality I could train.
Yeah, training nervous systems doesn't train muscles to build. They're not like dogs, okay?
Fluff work, high volume, probably creates some sort of look. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a gym bull in my
He's always been small and he's always shrinking because he just goes on the drugs and then, he blows up, gets some fluid, blows up. And then I don't know what happens to him. Then he just gets small again, and it's a never-ending nightmare of getting big and small. Look at him. Look at his side. Look at his bicep. Look at his tricep. Man, I've seen natural people look way better than that. And they don't even know how to lift either, but they just look better than him.
mind, you got to move that heavy ass weight, and you got to do that high strength volume. You have to do a strength volume treat.
Okay,
that density, that electricity, in my mind, is the prize. If you're going to risk your body the way I'm doing, recompositioning it on this cycle. I will see you guys in my next one.
Yes, this recomp on this cycle and all of that. Okay. I'll see you in the next one, friends. So much think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. It's ridiculous.